Welcome to Aging in Full Bloom with Lisa Stockdale, sponsored by Capital Healthcare Network, an Ohio-based, family-owned and operated company providing solutions that help seniors age on their own terms. Those solutions include home care, senior living, nursing home and rehab care, and hospice. Learn more at capitalhealthcarenetwork.com. So today I thought I would take an opportunity to sort of explain to you why we entitled this podcast Aging in Full Bloom. I did a radio show previously, an internet talk radio program called Senior Agenda, and I knew I wanted something different than that. I don't want to say better, but I think what I have learned along the way in those 5 years of doing that broadcast is that there's a whole lot of negativity that surrounds aging, and really there's a lot of reasons to embrace aging, but we don't always think about them or talk about them. So I wanted to, I settled on Aging in Full Bloom. I'm one of those people that puts everything on a piece of paper or a chalkboard and looks at it for days and eventually starts crossing some things off. So this was what we settled with, Aging in Full Bloom. And I wrote an article about that recently. I'm going to share pieces of that article with you. So I think it'll help you understand what I was aiming for and what I hope that we're able to provide you along the way with these podcasts. So I write, open your eyes to the possibility of living out loud and aging in full bloom. If you're reading this, or in your case, listening to this, your ending has not been written. It ain't over till it's over. You owe it to yourself to live with your arms wide open, greeting each new day as your own personal opportunity for growth, happiness, and new beginnings. That's right. Even though you're aging, even though you're older, you still have opportunities for growth. You don't know everything there is to know. If you do, I want to meet you. That will be interesting. And of course, we all want to continue to be happy or begin to be happy or embrace happiness. And then there's always the possibility for new beginnings. And then I sort of outlined, I think, 3 different things here that, for me, are very powerful, positive components of aging. One of them is a new kind of freedom comes with aging. This one I haven't experienced yet, but I've seen people who have experienced it, are experiencing it, like my own mother, and it looks pretty awesome from where I sit. All right, freedom from the grind of all the demands associated with earlier stages of life, like the challenges of building a career or being a caregiver. Consider the following quote from an email entitled Aging and Friendship. I think I got this from Echo Press. The gentleman writes, whose business is it if I choose to read or play on the computer until 4 a.m. or sleep until noon? I will dance with myself to those wonderful tunes of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and if I, at the same time, wish to weep over a lost love, I will. I will walk the beach in a swimsuit that is stretched over a bulging body and will dive into the waters with abandon, if I choose to, despite the pitying glances from the jet set. I know I am sometimes forgetful, but there again, some of life is just as well forgotten. And eventually, I remember the important things. I love that perspective. Here's another one that we don't often think about, or maybe you don't know this, but there is this return to happiness with aging. Research indicates that people report being happiest in their youth and then again in their 70s and early 80s. People report being least happy during those years associated with midlife. Why? Maybe it's because older people have come to understand the value of happiness and they've learned how to be happy along the way. They know that happiness is a personal choice. It's not contingent upon circumstances or the things that have happened to you in life. It's your way of thinking and knowing and being and understanding the world. It's closely connected to one's ability to appreciate the small pleasures like taking a warm bath or watching the sunset. It's also closely connected to purposeful living, which generally includes maintaining close social ties and engaging in meaningful activity that promote the greater good. And then let's talk about this idea of new opportunities that come with aging. Many seniors report the opportunity to focus on hobbies and talents that had to be put on hold in their earlier years. Some return to the university to earn advanced degrees or audit classes without the pressure of exams and assignments. I can't imagine how that must be awesome. Just to get to sit there, soak everything in, learn, watch all these young kids that are stressing out over these exams. Now I'm being bad, huh? But anyway, the point is you can do it without all that pressure. Others discover hidden talents that they never knew they had. My own mother, for example, discovered that she is quite the talented painter. She never knew that until she was about 65, though. So the point is there are a lot of positive things that come with aging, and we want to try to present those to you along the way, or I should say remind you of them. Maybe some of it you may not have thought about before, some of it you may be in the midst of, some of it you may be watching your parents experience. So that's why we entitled the podcast Aging in Full Bloom. Till next time, may the road rise to meet you. May the wind be forever at your back. Thank you for listening.
Circle270media.com